Well, let's move on and talk about airlines. Since the 26th of May, roughly, Indian skies have opened up for most of the states, not all, but a majority of them, but only domestic airlines. A lot of people who've been stranded in other cities and are not able to go back to their hometowns have actually taken advantage of this. But there have been a series of flight cancellations. Day 1, Day 2, Day 3 had seen a whole host of flight cancellations. And then to make it worse, we had the Bengal cyclone, and then in Maharashtra as well, we had the Nisarg cyclone. So that too caused troublesome weather conditions, which in turn also led to flight cancellations. So a lot of inconvenience to flyers. I suppose times are such, you cannot expect everything to be a smooth journey. But how can you efficiently manage your flight bookings? And if in case your flight gets cancelled, what's the best way to be able to get a refund? Will you get a refund? And also, for all the people who've been craving a vacation, is now the right time to sort of grab onto all these hotel offers and resort offers and book a flight? I had a conversation with Ajay Awtaney from livefromalounge.com on all of this. Take a look.
I think flight prices have not been very high given the situations that we are in at this point of time. I think flying, for example, Mumbai-Delhi flights, I've been looking at prices very closely. They're coming to about 5,000-6,000 rupees. This is also a factor of the fact that there is this cap that has been placed on ticket prices at this point of time. So airlines really can't go beyond 10,000 rupees on prices of these tickets. The second factor is most flights are running half empty at this point of time. So on a day-to-day basis, on an average basis from the past 8 days, I think about 45 to 50% occupancy on all flights if you put them together across the country. So yeah, I don't think ticket prices are going to run away at this point of time. Given people only want to fly if they really have to.
Okay, so yes, there are these caps that have been put in across various sectors beyond which the airline cannot essentially price their tickets. So that, I suppose, is something that could curb airline prices or rather flight ticket prices. Ajay, of course, I think the second question is going to be on safety. You know, we had SpiceJet's Mr. Ajit Singh talking about how their aircraft is actually safer and more cleaner than a lot of our homes. Now, I'm not sure if you've taken a flight personally, but we have unfortunately also seen a couple of cases where there have been COVID-19 positive cases in these aircrafts. So if it's not urgent, if it is not an extremely important necessity for individuals, would you still recommend that they take a flight at these times?
Yeah, I think there are two parts to this. The first part is these passengers are not catching COVID on the plane. The thing is, the testing happens on arrival. So that's where you find out if the passenger was positive or negative for COVID. So that's one part of the situation about how these cases are being discovered on arrival. Second part, I totally agree with Mr. Singh. Most aircraft are fitted with HEPA filters, which are hospital grade and keep away 99.9% of the particles, and air circulation is pretty great on planes. So aircraft and these safety measures that are being put in place right now, like face shields and everything, I think it's pretty safe to fly at this point of time. But yes, you will go through a lot of contaminated environment on your way to the airport. Perhaps you will have interactions at the airport. So if you don't want to fly or you don't feel comfortable to fly at this point of time, you don't have to fly. That's my advice. If you're able to live with the quarantine requirement at the other end, feel free to take a plane at this point of time.
Okay, Ajay, we are also seeing this several incidents of flights as well being cancelled. I mean, there was a massive amount of flights that were cancelled on day one, day two as well to a certain extent. What is the likelihood or the probability of that happening today as well, where a majority of the flights, or at least a high percentage of the number of flights do get cancelled?
See, flight cancellations are happening for many reasons at this point of time. For instance, the cyclone in Mumbai and the region in the neighborhood areas is one reason. So I think the question is not about flight cancellations. The question is really about how do you manage to get ahead of these flight cancellations, and which is where I think on an earlier show I had also advised that people should book their tickets as closer to departure as possible. Let's say 8 hours or 6 hours out, where they have a better fix on the situation rather than booking it like 6 days out and then trying to get on the plane, because ticket prices are not moving as rapidly at this point of time, at least as they were in the pre-COVID era. So, unless business travel restarts, I think prices are going to be low.
Ajay, I just wanted to know what's going to be the status on refunds. It's a very contentious topic. Many airlines are just sort of giving you a credit shell of sorts, where they're saying, okay, look, we are storing your money away. We'll credit it to your account, and you can sort of use this money to book another flight with us up until a particular date, maybe till April 2021 or whatever it is, over the next 1 year or whatever it is. Some are, of course, giving you a direct refund as well after cutting some minor charges. So what's the status essentially on refunds? I mean, what does it depend on? Whether the flight's getting cancelled, or if the flight's not happening at all, or it's or if you decide that you change your mind and you say, look, I don't want to travel. What's the status on refunds?
So see, the status on refunds, unfortunately, is airlines is a cash flow business, okay? And at a point of time, they were not getting any day-to-day bookings, and everyone wanted their money back. So this is a thing, this thing of keeping a credit shell for you is not a Indian practice. It's something that has been adapted across the globe by perhaps even over 100 airlines. So, in this case, unfortunately, you can't get your money back unless, you're really able to convince the airline that you're otherwise. Most airlines are keeping money. I personally have a couple of tickets that are open right now, and I will just use them when I can, and there's no way to get that money back. So there's no class action that can be taken here.
Ajay, before I let you go, that one question that a lot of people have been asking, at least the ones who've been very eager to take a holiday, who have the privilege as well of having that disposable income in these times, who've set it aside for a holiday this year. They want to know if they can sort of pre-plan their holiday, take advantage of, all the offers that a lot of resorts, a lot of hotels are offering in India, of course, at the moment. Would you advise that they pre-book their flight tickets right now to be able to get that advantage, if there is any for flights, of course?
Mubina, in terms of planning a holiday, I think resorts and hotels are going to open up in the next few days. There are various good offers out there, like you said. I would advise people to, book a holiday. But just keep in mind that you may not get the pool, you may not get the spa, all the high-touch environment at this point of time. But yes, in terms of flight tickets, you should wait up a while. Schedules are not firm right now. There will be more flights opening up in the coming days. Something that might work better for your schedule might come on them. So book your tickets closer to departure again. But if you're getting a good deal at a hotel, go ahead and take it right now.
Okay, well, folks, we're living in very uncertain times. So what Ajay is recommending, that let's say if you have to take a flight in the next couple of days and it's urgent, you cannot avoid it, book it as late as possible. So let's say if you have to fly tomorrow morning, book it right now because of the uncertainty that we're in the midst of. And don't worry so much about the price, because firstly, your health is more important, and secondly, there's any which way is not much price variation. Okay, well, we'll wrap it up on this edition of The Money Show. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned to ET Now.